The sequencer and arpeggiator of Model 82 are an integral reason as to why the original hardware synth became an inspiration on the stage and in the studio. The fact that this analog synth was digitally controlled made it possible to accurately arpeggiate and sequence patterns. Since we can perform only one note at a time, the arpeggiator allows us to hold and move chords around, while the synth does the work of breaking the chords into moving patterns. To start, let's select down and perform some chords on our MIDI keyboard. If you play a chord and press hold, the synth will hold the chord so you can free up your hands. The Lfo Clock Rate slider on the top left allows you to adjust the speed of the arpeggio. With hold engaged, we can easily adjust some parameters. We can select to have the arpeggio notes perform up. Or we can have them go up and then down. Click the arpeggio direction or hold button to stop playback. If you want to clock your arpeggio to your DAW instead, select one of the DAW sync subdivisions. When DAW synced, you will need to hit play on your transport in order for the arpeggio to begin. Try flipping through some DAW subdivisions. While holding a chord, you can engage the transpose key and perform notes on the keyboard to transpose the arpeggiated chord. The transposition is derived from C2 as the reference pitch. So for example, play up an F to transpose up a fourth, or play down to a B flat to transpose down a major second. Let's take a look at the sequencer. We will record a 16-note pattern by clicking load and then playing 4 of each note. When done, hit play. Once again, the Lfo Clock Rate slider controls the speed. Press play again to stop the sequence. If you would like your sequencer to clock to your DAW, just select one of the 4 DAW sync buttons and hit start on your transport in order to hear playback. Experiment with the DAW subdivisions. If you hit load in the middle of a sequence, it'll overwrite the notes, starting at the step where you hit load. If you hit load at the end of a sequence, it'll add additional notes at the end. You can select to program legato notes. Let's program the same pattern, but this time add a few legato steps by hitting the hold button first to lengthen a few notes with a flag. We can also program rests. Let's play the same pattern, but click on a rest button to insert a rest on a step instead of inputting a note. Turn on Portamento and then try building an octave-jumping disco-style bass line. Hit transpose and you can record MIDI notes, or you can do it live on stage. Remember once again that the transposition is derived from C as your reference pitch, just like the original hardware. Try switching up your DAW sync during transposition, which is especially creative and powerful. Experiment with the Model 82 Arpeggiator and Sequencer today, and you will instantly discover how the straightforward workflow of the original hardware became a hit machine.